Hey y'all.
Welcome to the neighborhood. How are you guys? It's been a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to try to be more regular, but there may be some gaps because life be lifing. You've heard of that. Today, I just wanted to talk about activism as a witch. And I got some of the pointers that I'm talking about through Kellyanne Maddox's book, Witching in the Darkness, which, if I had to do a book review, I'd give it high points, 5 out of 5, probably. I haven't finished the big book. I'll say 4 out of 5 because I haven't finished the book, but I'm well in it, and it's definitely worth the read. And maybe when I finish, I'll go ahead and do those other points because so far, so good. But I feel in this climate, and you guys, I have not hidden my views. I definitely feel like I have to, as a witch, some parts of me, first of all, I'm Black. I'm a witch. And I'm a woman. And those things are truly being affected by this political climate and sometimes coming against. And basically, I'm for freedom, justice, and equality for all people, no matter who you are. I feel like we all should have a shot at the American dream. And I don't want to be the person who's says they, love people or that, they're this or that, and then they do something entirely different. I want to stand on my principles and do that. And some of that means some activism for me to, I feel like there is a time to be silent and there's a time to speak out loud. And I feel like this is a time for me to speak out loud. I'm not liking what's going on. I don't like what's going on with the immigrants. I don't like they pay taxes. A lot of them are good people. And I have no problem if they're criminals or whatever. But to, tear up families and, not everybody they're arresting is criminals. And I think that is terrible. And before I can help another country or say anything else, I feel like I have to speak up for our country and what's going on. And then who knows what else? It's always a hammer going on one way or the other. And I'm just one to stand up and say, I don't like what I see. I think our Constitution is in a crisis, even though they don't want you to say that, but it is, because constitutional rights have been, invaded upon. So I just see these are some of the points from Kellyanne Maddox's book about if you choose to be an activist. And some of these I agree with. Well, actually, most of them I agree with. These are my own takes. If you choose to be an activist, I feel like you got to pick and choose your battles. What is most important, because you can't. To me, you can be all over the place, but what are you getting done? So pick and choose your battles. And she says something similar to that. And then be dedicated at the cause, whatever that is for you. And then I feel also that you should spend time, volunteer, or do whatever, maybe you can't be out there physically marching, but maybe politically or financially, you can, like, I'm not going to certain stores, Target, Walmart, McDonald's, which McDonald's and Walmart are not a real hard part for me because I didn't really go to them a lot anyway. But I'm not going to them because they got rid of DEI, and I'm not going to, if you don't want to hire my kind, then I'm not going to give you money. So that's how, so there are different ways that you can participate. Write your congressman when you don't feel like something is appropriate. These are some of the ways that I see. Do what you can. Speak up, speak out when you can. Now, these are some of the ways that she had in her book, which I thought were pretty good. One was feel your cause. So basically, she's saying there's so much to do and you can't do it all. Like I said, most activists find themselves drawn to handful of causes for different reasons. And some were once affected by the issues they mobilized for. So basically, she's saying the same thing. Choose your cause. and I may not get to all of these. Explore what your witchhood tells you. If you're still not sure where to direct your energy as an activist, consider any themes that currently color your craft. Have you been experiencing any signs in your dreams or meditations that inform you of how to put your energy to use? Then do so. Do your research. I think that's very important. Research the causes: who, what, where, when, how. Don't always depend on social media, because sometimes there are things that are not quite factual. And when you're researching, try to go for more than one source. Find the why. Take some time to write about why activism is important to you. Highlight specific causes you're interested in supporting, and consider your reason for wanting to be involved. Although some of your reasons may seem obvious, it's great to record them to strengthen your resolve and maintain a sharp focus. And then finally, she has define your style. What type of activist are you? Your style will depend largely on your personality, but also on the resources available to you and the needs of the movement you want to be a part of. Some activists go in a creative direction, making and disseminating art that inspires political change. Some take up leadership positions as organizers or official spokespeople for the movement. Activists can also be researchers, archivists, meaning they archive information, because I may not pronounce that right, or documentarians of the plight they are fighting to end. Some interview the people directly affected by the struggle, amplify their voices. Activists can be protesters, donators, administrators, fundraisers, or hellraisers. I like that. Your activism may be characterized by more than one of these types, but always remember that the voices of the oppressed in any movement should be centered. And then she has own your limitations. Know that there are some things that you won't be able to do. Know your limitations and know that that's okay. Do what you can. Confront your fears, because at this time, there's sometimes retribution to what you do. So, you have to own what you're fearful about. And is it important that you have to face those fears? Is the cause that important? And for me right now, yes, the cause is that important that I have to face some of the fears that I have. Name your fears. It doesn't mean you won't go ahead with your plans to make activism into a spiritual focus. If anything, pretending you don't have concerns could end up holding you back. Be upfront with yourself and recognize that all activists have worries from time to time. They just know that their desires for justice overrides any fears they have. Your activism is a journey of ups and downs, just like any other part of your life. And finally, she has make plans. Decide on a few steps that you'll take in the coming weeks. You might include things like subscribe as a member of an organization, follow relevant social media accounts, make some donations, purchase some merchandise to support the cause, do further key research, start some conversations with loved ones, join the next protest or event, find out about volunteering opportunities. Some of the plans be one-offs, but you may find a way to develop routines for regular activism, putting it into your schedule weekly or monthly to keep your focus. And those were just some of the suggestions that Kelly Ann Maddox had in her book, Witching in the Dark, which I really recommend. Like I said, I'm more than 3/4 of the way through the book. It has some great things. It's more than about this, but it's just dealing with your feelings, dealing with your shadow self, and ways to do that. It's really about witching sometimes in those dark places, grief. She goes over a lot of subjects. She has wonderful input. She also has near the end some words that are really well worth the read. Some affirmations. She'll also suggest some spreads that you can do. I'm telling you, I think she did a great job. I really am liking the book. Well, if you see me looking down, of course, I was reading some of the things from the book, and I would show the cover. I may have to go back to the beginning. So just give me a minute to do that because I don't want to lose my place. Okay. This is oh, can you see it? Let me go back. Here we go. Witching in darkness. Magic for tough times, bad days, and moments of total catastrophe. I'm sorry about that. Kelly Ann Maddox. And like I said, too, it is well worth the read. Well, that's all I have today. These are some of the things that I'm instituting. You do you do what you can do, but you be powerful in whoever you are and stand up what you believe in. Because what do they say, that old saying? If you don't stand up for something, you will fall for anything. It's kind of like where we are today, don't you think? Well, that's all I have. Be blessed. Blessed be.